Hi guys, welcome to the Wednesday Show. I'm Hammer, and I'm joined by two of my favorite Wednesday Show hosts, Terry DeMantis.
Hello.
And Jen T. Maxey.
Hello.
How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. My sound was weird for a bit there. I was like, I don't trust that. Why is it doing that? And then I looked at everything and it's normal. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Yeah. I don't like the new update. Like, everything looks weird. Like, I don't like that the sound on YouTube looks like a different horn.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of updates going on. X doesn't look like it used to either.
Yeah.
No.
Especially the messages section is now called chat.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Gunsky was complaining about that on Rumble, like in Rumble chat.
And when you do actually post something in there, instead of it being blue, it's now white.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like all these changes. Things were working fine. Don't mess with them.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Terry?
I'm all right. Not a lot going on that's out of the ordinary. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I do have Christmas coming up in a couple of weeks because it's cheaper for me to fly down if it's not actually Christmas. So early in December, I will be heading down to Melbourne for a day and
oh, nice.
doing that. So that'll be fun. But other than that, everything is, standard.
You need help getting out your front door?
Yeah. I will be
God.
fine.
I'm
it will
outside.
It will be a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. It's like flying in general sucks.
Yeah.
But I'll get to spend the day with family and see my niece and nephew that I haven't seen since last Christmas. So that'll be nice.
Take your N95 with you just to be safe.
What's that? What's an M95?
It's a mask.
Oh, right.
COVID mask.
Yeah, see, I never wore a mask, so I didn't even realize. But no, I'm not gonna be a crazy person.
COVID made the N95 mask notorious. I was going to say famous, but it's actually notorious. But it's not really related to COVID at all. It's just a very good filtered mask. That's all. Yeah. So I actually have a couple of stacks of N95 masks that I bought, but I never wore.
Basically, so, I have them too. I'm like, I don't even think they're valid anymore because they've just been sitting there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Mine are still sealed, so I assume they're still okay.
Yeah.
Mine too.
I never thought a use for them. I figured I would take my chances with getting a mild cold.
Speaking of mild cold, I have a mild cold.
You do? You were saying?
Yeah, it's not. Usually when I get a cold, first of all, it doesn't really ever happen. It's been years since I've gotten a cold. Almost never. I think I've ever really had a flu. But when I get it, it's usually either in my sinuses or my chest. And sometimes it'll move from one to the other. But I have one now that's a little bit in my nose and also a little bit in my chest at the same time, but not really. It's not really bothering me. It hasn't changed my voice any. I still sound the same.
You do.
I don't sound congested, and
No, like if you hadn't told me you were sick, I wouldn't have picked it by your voice.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just if I blow my nose, I can immediately blow my nose again, and then blow my nose again, and again, and again. It never stops.
Yeah.
I was saying to you guys earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if spinal fluid started coming out. It's just it's constant. So I can never get my nose completely clear, but it's not stopping me from sleeping. And the other thing is, because of the congestion that's in my chest, I have my cough that we've all heard is 5 times worse. So, but I don't feel bad. I don't feel unusual or weak or anything like that. So there's that. So that's the one thing going on with me. The other thing is, I got a new video card.
Yay!
For someone like me, whose whole life is about computers, to get a new, to me, video card is a big deal because I've been living with a very antiquated video card for a long, long time in a galaxy far, far away. Originally I'm still using, I haven't had a chance to change them out. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but I have an NVIDIA GTX 1070 Ti SC Black from EVGA. And a very specialized card was more powerful than all the other cards at the time for that series, the 1070. This is a TI, so from NVIDIA, it was generally more powerful. Plus, they overclocked it. EVGA overclocked it, so it was pretty powerful back in the day. But there's been 5 generations. This is the 1070 was a 10 series. There was a 20 series, the 30, the 40, now the 50. So that tells you, things are obsolete in 6 months.
Yeah,
we're talking 5.5, 6 years. So to say that my card I'm using now is obsolete, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Amazingly, it does everything that I want it to do. It's just not particularly fast. So modern day games like Cyberpunk 2077 and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it struggles. It struggles pretty hard. You have to set the settings pretty low to actually play the game, and even then, it's kind of like, this is on the edge of being unplayable.
Yes.
So a friend of mine, having friends in the computer business is a good thing. A friend of mine said, "Hey, I just bought a new 5080." He says, "You want my old card?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "How much do you want for it?" He says, "Oh, I don't need it anymore. You can have it."
Nice.
This is a $900 card, new, and he's just handing it to me.
Yeah.
This guy makes $250,000 a year. Didn't even bother him. Didn't even think twice about it. But to
Yeah,
me, I'm like, oh, this is gold. So it's new to me, but it works perfectly. The only real deal is my 1070 is an older card, so the power requirements on it aren't very drastic. It plugs in the machine. It has one wire that runs around to the outside of the card that gives it supplemental power. Well, this card has 3 connections for supplemental power. So I'm starting to look at my power supply and thinking, hey, buddy, are you up for this? So I don't know if I'm going to get a new power supply or if the one I have will handle it. I don't know I don't really have any tools to measure how much power my machine's using. I don't beat on the cards, my video cards, because I don't really do anything except for, I don't know, some video editing on Resolve, but that doesn't really beat up on a video card. Even using the video card encoder chip doesn't really beat on the card. So I'm hoping by running some benchmark tests, taking a file of sufficient size and using the old card and saying, how long did it take to compress this? Or how long did it take to encode it is actually the right word. Then switching over to a new card and encoding the same file again and seeing if there's a significant difference in speed.
Yes, I take a very pragmatic approach where, does the game I'm currently playing work on this computer? If yes, I don't need a new computer. Yeah. If no, then my computer is clearly so out of date that I might as well just buy a whole new one.
Well, my computer is only 1 generation back. And so the actual computer can do everything I want it to do. I mean, I'm running 2 copies of OBS right now without any stretch. So it's like...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I get like a decade of life or more out of each computer because the only time I replace it is if I buy a game.
No choice.
I buy a game and it runs so badly, and it's a game that I want to play. So like Street Fighter 6 was a few years ago, and it's like, okay, this is running pretty choppy. I need a new computer. So that was, I don't know, like 2023, I think it came out. So like my computer's 2 years old. So I'm going to get like 8 years minimum out of 8 additional years minimum out of this computer before I need to even think about upgrading anything.
Well, being a computer guy, I can look at what's being used and how it's being used and saying, well, I can spend $3,000 and buy a whole new machine, or I can spend $600 and buy the component that's weak. And so that's what I'll do. For me, my entire machine is awesome. I'm running 3 monitors, 32-inch. I can play any game I want pretty much, except for ones that draw on the video card.
I was going to point out, any game you want means Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, well, I actually don't play Heroes of the Storm anymore. I'm actually in the market for picking up something new because Heroes of the Storm has gotten so dead now that I can't play with anybody. There's just nobody there. I go out and look at the chat, nobody online. I'm the only person.
I mean, it's a pretty old game, so I guess it makes sense that the player base is declining.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm in the market for a new game. I just don't know of anything of that ilk.
like League of Legends,
Oh boy.
or
League of
Dota?
Legends, Lego Legions, League of Legends, Lego Legions. League of Legends is of that ilk. Same idea. Obviously not Blizzard characters or
No,
anything like
obviously.
them, but it is the same kind of game. The only thing that I've been told is that the player base is extraordinarily toxic.
Yeah, of course it is.
So that's a problem I didn't run into on League of Legends or
On Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm even once.
Yeah, because no one played it. So it's
no, even when people did play it, I played on the cooperative side. So I had a team of 5, and you really had to fuck up in a major way for anyone to say anything to you. And even then, it was like, can we help? What do you need? That kind of stuff. It was
okay.
Never
get
off the fucking server.
Yeah, I've never played any of those games, but from what I've heard, League of Legends is you just mute other people entirely. Don't even communicate with them. Just spare yourself.
I'm just not into the first-person shooter military games like Battlefield and Fortnite and shit like that. None of that even interests me even the least bit. So
no.
Or Counter-Strike.
Well,
nothing.
Maybe you should learn fighting games.
You know, I used to play a fighting game with a friend of mine. It was what the hell was that game called? It was done through an emulator, and it was a side scroller, and Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah. That's not what I meant by a fighting game.
Yeah, actually Streets of Rage 2. Yeah, I know you're talking about Mortal Kombat and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I played my fill of Mortal Kombat when I was a young guy. I played in the arcades all the time. Played on my PlayStation for a long time. So I enjoyed playing Raiden. So that was the funny thing was he was always announced a little bit different than everyone else. You know, it was Johnny Cage and da 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 da, and it almost rolled the R's when he said it. Raiden. It was like, oh, who's that?
Yes. I always like Scorpion just for the get over
here. Yeah. I'm still a big fan of the movie Mortal Kombat.
I like the song from the song from the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
I do really like that song.
There was a version. The version from the movie was done by a group called Techno somebody. I can't remember who it was done by. But there was another version of the same song done by the Utah Saints.
Okay.
And it is similar, but it's for as dancey and how much it will get your ass moving if you listen to the original. The Utah Saints was even worse. You cannot sit still and listen to that movie. That music. It's just heavy. Boom, boom, boom. It's if you get a chance, look for on YouTube Utah Saints Mortal Kombat and listen to that mix of it. Oh my god.
I'll have to check it out.
Really, really, really well done. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you and I have talked about how songs sometimes, and it doesn't happen very often, but from time to time you get a song where the remixes or the cover is better than the original.
It's pretty rare.
And this one's pretty close. If you listen to it, you're like, you can see how both would be attractive.
Yeah.
It stands on its own.
There's definitely songs where I like the cover more than the original. It's not common, but it happens. One of the best ones is Funky Town.
Oh yeah.
There's an Australian band. Well, it was an Australian band. I doubt they're still together, but Pseudo Echo did a cover version, and since that's the one that I heard growing up, that's the one I prefer over the Lips Inc. original.
Yeah.
I prefer Quiet Riot's "Come On Feel the Noise" to the original Slade's. There's probably more.
I didn't even know it was a cover.
Yeah. I mean, the original version is decent, but I definitely think Quiet Riot's version is a lot better.
Yeah, we've talked about Natalie before.
Yeah. Natalie Imbruglia did a cover of Torn.
Yeah. So it doesn't happen very often. Every once in a while, what I find nice is remixes where they take the original and they keep the original, but they change the production quality and they add instrumentation that makes the song come more alive. Like I'll notice some older songs don't have much bass to them, or you can't hear the hi-hat on the drum set. You know, that kind of stuff where they just didn't have the equipment back then to really make it pop like it's supposed to. And someone will take that and they'll add those components, and suddenly it sounds like it's a brand new song again. It doesn't really sound any different. It just sounds so much fuller.
I just thought of an exception to the cover is usually not as good. Frog Leap Studios, because I generally don't like the original versions of the songs that he covers. Like he'll take like songs that I'm like pop songs and like shitty songs that I don't care about.
Crazy.
But he'll turn them into heavy metal, and then I will like his metal version of the song will be legitimately good, and the original is like whatever.
Yeah, Madonna did a song called Judith, and he did a metal remake of it that was just like, oh my God, this is awesome.
That sort of thing, yeah.
And metal's not even my music, and I still liked it.
If you want to count Weird Al, I mean, he does parodies, not covers, but similar.
Right.
But like Foil is much better than Royals, like the Lord song. White and Nerdy is way
White
better
and
than
Nerdy.
White
That's
and
funny.
Dirty. Yeah. Like all of Weird Al's songs are generally better than the originals, unless it happens to be a song that I already like.
It's because they make you smile. They're funny and they're witty, you know. Like
this song's just 6 words long is easily better than I've Got My Mind Set on You. Easy win for Weird Al on that one.
Yeah. We should probably say hi to everybody in chat. What do you think?
Yeah. It's actually interesting because there was so much conversation on Rumble. I can't scroll back up to the top of the chat. So starting with Jack Gunsky, anyone who chatted before Gunsky, I'm sorry, you will get missed. So hello to Jack Gunsky, Blue Eyed Scream, Kevadan, and all of the conversation between them. Apparently, theonetonhammer shared a link of Molly Quinn. Then JB joined us towards the end, and I think that's everyone.
Alrighty. We start ours with the hammer.
Hello.
And Blue Eyed Scream. Hello. We got ourselves an old guy. Hello, old guy. Let me scroll down a little more.
You already said hi. You already mentioned Hammer. You don't mean to mention the old guy again.
Hi, keep it in. I'm my car. All right, and corpse. Keep going down. Come down. Hi, Green. And that's it.
Is that old guy?
Oh wait, no. We got 6. Sorry. Hi, 6.
Yeah. 6 just arrived. Hello to 6.
Is old guy gamer? Is that the same person?
I think so.
Yeah, we kind of follow each other on Twitter.
There's a couple of people with old guy in their name on Twitter. So I don't know if they're the same person or if
we have an association. We all talk to each other.
Yeah. In 20 years, I'll be invited into the club.
I'm not going to go over the topics. We're not going to get to them anyway. Is there anything going on the internet?
There's one of the topics that I wanted to find out more about, though, which is Bill Maher. It's like,
we could talk about it. If you want to talk about
it. So that's the main one that I was like curious about when you sent me the list.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a good conversation. It is the third topic, Maher.
Sure.
Bill Maher has decided to quit doing stand-up because he feels that he's controversial enough that he'll be assassinated like Charlie Kirk was.
Okay. I mean,
do I think that's realistic? No.
But not a chance.
If I was Bill Maher, I don't know if I could do stand up anymore either. Anyway, because there's that chance.
I think it makes sense to have sensible precautions. So like increased security and all that. I think quitting is a bit too much.
Doesn't he have like his own studio audience though for his show?
Well, yeah, he has. Not politically incorrect. That was his old one. It's a Real Time with Bill Maher. Plus, he has a podcast that he does. The podcast is actually pretty good. When he gets out on and does his show, it's mostly about bashing Trump and you know all that kind of stuff. But when you get him on his podcast, he's a little bit more realistic. He'll talk more like not the partisan hack that he is on his show. I mean, he has to please his audience. So he has to, on the show, he has to, oh, Trump did this and he's an idiot, and Trump did this, he's an idiot. But when you get him on his podcast, he's like, well, Trump did this, and it's a pretty good thing. You know, he actually is not quite the smear master that he is on his show. So
okay,
I like his
podcast. That's good at least.
Yeah, he just had Patton Oswalt on, was his last guest. Yeah, that's how I felt. And I was like, I'm not going to watch that fucking Patton Oswalt. But he took Patton to task in a big way. He's like, get the fuck off of Blue Sky. He says, you're missing all the important shit. You have no idea what's going on. And he was right, because everything Patton was saying, Maher was pretty much saying, that's not true at all.
Okay, good on Bill Maher then.
Yeah. If you get a chance to watch, I haven't. I've only gotten a couple of snips here and there of it. And maybe after the show today or maybe tomorrow. I have an appointment tomorrow. That's going to work out. But maybe before my appointment tomorrow or after the show tonight, depending on how I'm feeling, I'm going to sit down and watch that, because I watch his podcast. I watch everybody who comes on. You know, Charlie Kirk was on his podcast.
Yeah.
And he mentions to other people about what happened to him. And Bill is very much on the side of that was a fucking tragedy and there's no reason he should have been killed. All he was doing is giving out honest opinions, and he was shot and killed. He was very much on your typical Republican side of this.
You know, the tragic thing, that shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't be like a major point in someone's favor to say they didn't gleefully revel in the death of a political opponent. Yeah. But that's where we are in 2025. The fact that he had the human decency not to do that actually does make him a better person than most of his contemporary on his side.
There is something I will give credit to the Democrats for. If you look at all the big people on the Democratic side, Obama, you know, all Schumer, Pelosi, you look at all the people in Congress and all that kind of stuff, not one person said anything bad about Charlie Kirk when he died.
Yeah,
all the big names. All the big names. I mean, you may see some YouTubers and some YouTube followers, you know, dancing around and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the real serious people who are, you know, trying to lead our country, maybe in the wrong direction, but are our leaders, not one bad word from anybody in Congress or the Senate or anything.
I think it would be political suicide if they actually, like, if someone of that caliber like decided to, you know, roll around in the muck and criticize Charlie Kirk, like in the wake of his death. I think that would have been just political suicide. I think they would have had the common sense to realize, hey, let's just not talk about it. Let's just like not get involved.
Blue Light Screen said the squad did.
The squad's not at the same caliber.
I wouldn't put them in the same group, but they are part of the House of Representatives. That's why I said the Senate and Congress and kind of ignored the House of Representatives. But I don't remember them saying that. Maybe Ilhan Omar said something.
She did, I
don't remember Rashid Tlaib saying anything. I don't really remember AOC saying anything. So maybe one or two of the people in their group did, but their group's only really 3 people now.
Yeah. It's I mean, most people don't give a shit what the squad says or does anyway. So, there
are people who are looking at AOC because she may be a future leader.
But they're not of the same prestige as someone like Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi. They don't have the same caliber yet. Their political careers may take them there, but at the moment they're not in the same league.
But the right kind of did it. I mean, even political infighting. You know, this whole thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump going back and forth with each other.
Yeah, I think Candace Owens saying that.
Yeah, there you go.
I forget. Like I think she said, Turning Point USA assassinated Charlie Kirk themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, don't do that. That's insane.
Yeah,
Don't do
just a
that.
little bit.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I was making fun of Candace the other day because she has this belief that there's a blue plane that follows Erica Kirk everywhere. That's run by the Egyptians.
The Egyptians, is it? Okay, I thought it'd be the Jews, but okay, she's branching out.
And I was kind of like, so this blue plane, does it also have like golden rods inside? You know, like it separates the customers from each other. They have golden rods with blue curtains.
And Blue White Scream says Candace is just nuts. Yeah, she's crazy.
She didn't used to be nuts. I mean, I was always concerned about her because of the whole
social autopsy.
Social autopsy. Yeah, ever since I found out about that, I immediately discounted her as being anybody serious. Yeah. But then she spent like 3 years on tour with Charlie, and she was impressive on tour. I mean, she did from time to time fall into the stereotype of mad black woman, but for the Jews, hey Johnny, yeah, a lot of the things that she said were smart and well researched.
Yeah.
So she had good points. Probably the best one is when the girl got up and she says, "I'm not confused. I'm trans and I know what I feel like." And Candace said, "Great statement." She says, "Well, what should I do?" She said, "I don't know, get a helmet." One of the funniest things I ever heard is she was like, she says, "I'm way too pregnant for this. Give me somebody up who's going to ask me a question." It was pretty funny. And you can tell.
I mean, she can be entertaining. She can definitely be entertaining.
Yeah, they
definitely. Just like Alex Jones, and he's crazy too.
Yeah, they definitely pulled back far enough so you can see her standing there, and she was pregnant, man.
Yeah.
She was, going to deliver any minute, kind of thing. She was huge. So I could see it. That's a mom who's pregnant and get ready to give birth. That's what most of them are going to act like. Don't do that. Don't say that. Don't chew that way. Don't do any of that. I'm way too pregnant for that.
Yeah.
It's also legally, and I know that some men get really upset when you tell them this. Legally, she's potentially insane, depending on her hormone level. Like not the whole way through, but like there's just a certain level of loopiness that you just end up with because of the hormones where she's not rational. She's not in the right state.
I will agree that she's not rational, but I don't think you can give her a legal defense of insanity because she's pregnant. I don't think that.
It depends it depends on the situation. Like, no, she doesn't have the right to like kill you. Like, that's stupid. No. But like, if you get into an irrational fight with her because she needed pickles or something. That she's gonna win. It's usually something stupid like that. There's just no point to arguing with that. But like if you think back to like somebody that we follow, and I adore Squishy. It was Scribe and Monkey being like, "No, dear, you have to go to the hospital. You can't just wait. You have to go now."
Yeah.
Like they spent a good, 30, 40 minutes rationalizing with her that no, she had to go. Yeah, they're not going to give you advice to just go. They're going to recommend, but they can't just tell you to go because they don't know your situation legally. But you got to go. And that's what they mean. Like she's not in her right state of mind to a certain degree.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know the science behind it. Maybe the hormones really do fuck you up to that extent. But pregnancy is such a common occurrence. I don't think it makes sense to have. Well, you can just do this thing if you happen to be pregnant. Everyone else can't, but for you're pregnant. No. You're pregnant makes you so crazy. We'll let it slide.
Let me put it to you this way, in a way that really, really makes sense. Okay, say it's like a week before she's going to give birth.
Yeah.
obviously you base this off of the person. Like if she's like rational, like Squishy was rational, on the day that she was about to give birth, I wouldn't trust anything that she signed. Like legally towards the last end there, like if you were asking her if she wanted to do something and she signed something, that's invalid. She wasn't in her right mind. It's like being...
See, I mean, I'm tempted to say, well, yeah, she's a woman.
All right.
But
like, it's one of those things where, like, especially if you're talking about like drugs and things like that, like there might be things that she's actually not allowed to take, but because she's not in her right mind and she's like, yes, give me everything, that no, you can't. If it's in her worksheet, she can't take that. You have to ignore her.
Yeah. I could say something. I mean, if you want to make that argument, if like she signed a contract and she wanted it nullified because she was in the wrong, like she was not in the right frame of mind, I could maybe see the argument. I think it probably still feels a bit dodgy. I mean,
it's a little bit like if you were to take the man side of this, say somebody got you loaded up with booze. Like I don't know if you're like some guys are able to handle their booze.
Right.
Other men, if they were to sign a contract in that state of mind, well, no, it's not legal.
No, but the difference there is that pregnancy is something that the body does naturally, yes, whereas getting plastered is not. So if someone plies you with liquor, they are introducing an outside element to destabilize your body. Your body is not just naturally producing insane amounts of alcohol and fucking your head up.
And I hate to break it to you, Terry, they have records of women being pregnant for every single woman being pregnant. So when you know that every single woman being pregnant is irrational to a certain degree, like past what a woman would normally be rational for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think pregnancy is too common and too natural of an occurrence for you to get a legal carve out just because.
Which is why it's no longer just anecdotal.
I don't think you're going to get anything legal, but I think it is recognized that when a woman is pregnant, especially in the later months, that she's a little bit more unstable than normal. But
I agree with that. Like,
yeah, you're not going to get any kind of legal.
No, I think socially you should take that into account. Like if you're talking to a pregnant woman and she's acting irrational, you should be like, okay, she's like heavily pregnant, her hormones are fucking her up. Let's not get too angry with her. This is not in.
Yeah.
But if she signs a contract, I don't feel that you should be able to nullify it just because she's pregnant.
Oh, I don't think that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if you're towards the like you're on the day that you're giving birth. You're not signing contracts. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the pregnant woman shouldn't sign a contract while she's in that state. And in a perfect world, the husband would be like, no, you're not signing that contract.
That's kind of why he's usually there. Like, that's kind of why you kind of hope that you have a husband there for you.
But apparently, modern society thinks fathers are optional. And so, that's not always the case. That the man is there to stop the woman from signing some crazy contract. But I know I'm not comfortable with contracts being considered invalid just because the woman was pregnant when she signed it. I'm not comfortable with that.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't say that because like pregnancy is a 9-month period. Like there's 9 months in between, when you conceived and when you're giving birth. And I've known more than enough women to know, like, no, they're in they're consciously aware of what they're signing for. It's when you get to the point where like, okay, are you actually irrational? Like, are your hormones making you high?
I would say if you could prove that someone deliberately targeted that emotional state, like if someone had a deliberately malicious contract and they said, I'm going to wait until 2 hours before she gives birth, shove this under her nose and get her to sign it when she's like, then I think in that scenario you could like nullify the contract. But
I mean, you're not going to get that in a hospital. But I think that's stuff that they were more. That's stuff that you would be more aware of, like 50 years ago.
No, I think you would have to demonstrate that there was malicious intent and someone was deliberately targeting the woman when they knew that she was not in a right state of mind. If you could demonstrate that, then absolutely negate the contract because, yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of
intent.
a lot of these laws, Terry, are also based off of a time when we didn't have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't speak to what the law actually is. I'm just saying that in Terrytopia, that doesn't seem like a law that I would endorse.
I mean, it's like current day versus like where a lot of these laws are coming from. Like, you know, if I think of like, okay, even 50 years ago is stretching it because we did have quite a decent amount of technology 50 years ago. But like, if I think of like, okay, well, cameras weren't everywhere. It is easier to see somebody slipping into a hospital and going around and targeting sick people because they did. Yeah, Could I get money from grandma and grandpa before they die? That kind of shit. You know, you have cons who do that.
Yeah. If you can demonstrate malicious intent, and I think if you've got someone going from hospital bed to hospital bed, making sick and dying people sign contracts, then clearly you've got evidence that this was not a well-intentioned situation. You can prove that.
This is also pretty cultural too, because how women are treated and how they act in the West is not the same way as other places. You really can't look at the way an American woman reacts when she's pregnant over a period of time and a Japanese woman. They're going to act significantly different. And not just there, a Cambodian woman. I used to have this video. I lost it, and it's one of the big regrets I have for data that I've lost. But there was a camera pointing down a road in Cambodia, and cars are coming, but not very often. Every once in a while, a car will come by and that kind of thing. Not a big deal. I think it was a camera outside of a fruit stand or something like that. That was just pointed down the road, and it was a one-lane road, and it was a rainy day, but it wasn't raining. It was just the ground was kind of muddy and wet.
Okay.
And to the left, where there was a big field, and the grass was fairly short, and there's a Cambodian woman in what looks like just a smock. There was nothing to it. It was just like somebody took cloth and just made it into something you can put over top of yourself. It was almost like a garbage bag made out of cloth. Sack. And she has a cart in front of her, and she's walking down, the cart's bouncing, and she's walking, and she stops. She squats, and I thought, oh, we're going to watch her shit now, right? No. She has a baby, and stands back up, puts the baby in the cart, and keeps walking.
I mean, that's pretty funny. I got to give it to her. That's pretty cool.
I don't see, I mean, for me, I was like, holy shit. I didn't see humor in it at all. I just thought, that's amazing. How could a woman do that? Because, you know, if you put a woman, an American woman in that position, she's screaming for bloody murder.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But this girl just squat, done, picked it up and kept right on going like nothing happened. I was like, strength of a person like that is just amazing.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you that Westerners are probably a little wussy about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what comes from living in luxury, which, I mean, Western societies are living in luxury, as much as people don't like to acknowledge that. It makes you soft. It makes you spoiled, and I include myself in this. I'm absolutely spoiled compared to what other people have had to live through in, you know, previous times and in poorer countries.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going out into the forest behind my house and killing my food for the day.
Exactly, yeah.
No, you have people who go around the woods looking for deer that get caught and struggle so they can save them, so they can post them on TikTok.
Yeah. But, I mean, I do always try and make a point of, like, I include myself in this. Like, I'm not saying I'm above everyone else. No. I'm spoiled. I'm soft. I'm weak. Compared to, you know, people in previous eras and poorer countries, they would think, what's wrong with this guy? He can't do anything. that's true, and they would think that of like 90% of people in today's society. But
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to be strong because we have the money and technology to not need that. It allows anyone to live a comfortable life, even if they would not be able to survive in a more harsh condition.
And THUR came by, and I was like, what was I doing in my last stream? Oh yeah, I was building a construction out of bones, and I gave you a little loincloth, so you'd be, properly dressed. And I built a little bony guy on the beach in front of my fishing pond. You're welcome, Terry. Sorry, Hammer.
If THUR is in chat, I would just like to say I am now selling bicycle locks. If you would like to buy one of those.
In my old market simulator, Hammer, you find bones in fish traps and by fishing or by slaughtering your cows that are depressingly cute whenever you do it. But you need the bones and the leather to construct equipment like swords and bows. You have to. You can't make them without it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, shit, I got to collect these things, but it takes forever and it's kind of boring. And so I was constructing bony figures on the beach for THUR.
YouTube, she said figures. It's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out. With an F.
It was like, well, I mean, they don't really come with a skull, but I was trying to do something like a stick man, but with bones.
Okay.
He has a cup for a head. It's all I had.
Hey, I played Cuphead. It's a good game.
I mean, he does technically have a giant teacup as a hat, right? So
at least he did. It's a really hard game, isn't it, Cuphead?
It is.
Well, if you go by gaming journalists, even the tutorial is near impossible to complete. If you're a sensible human being, then it is difficult, but the tutorial is not. I made it about 2/3 of the way through before it got to the point where I was not having fun with the difficulty anymore, so I just stopped. But yeah, no, it's a good game. I did enjoy it.
Well, I'll take recommendations from anybody who wants to recommend a game to me, knowing that the kind of games I like. I'm not going back to World of Warcraft. I can't do that.
Street Fighter 6. You can play with Adam and me on.
You might convince me to play Mortal Kombat, but
yeah. Well, I won't play Mortal Kombat because I don't think the gameplay in Mortal Kombat is like awful. I like the aesthetic of Mortal Kombat. I like the presentation and like everything except playing it. But the actual gameplay I cannot stand in Mortal Kombat.
It's the online ones that I don't really know anymore. Like a lot of the older games that you were kind of mentioning, like they do have the element of the option of playing, at least in a space where there's other people around. But I haven't really done that in a while. Like if you didn't mind it being like a short weekend, I would go back to the Expedition 33. Like I know JB was talking about it in chat, but everyone that I've seen play it who kind of likes like good character designs.
I mean, Hammer can correct me if I'm wrong. I got the impression he's looking for more of an eternal game, like not a game that you play once and then you're finished. He wants a repeatable game, like Heroes of the Storm was, where you can play like a game, and that's like an hour or however long a game of Heroes of the Storm lasts, and then you're not playing through a story. You're playing matches of a competitive or cooperative, in this case, game.
That is what I'm used to.
I'm just not sure about the new releases that are kind of like that, because a lot of them look like they're gotchas, and I don't understand. I don't understand that world at all. Like I've avoided it.
I'm not a gacha player. I don't see any reason to spend money on those things.
I don't understand it, so I don't. It's like any kind of gambling. If you don't understand what you're doing, don't do it. You're just wasting money.
Yeah, naturally.
And that's not my game. I like the design. Like some of the stories look cool, but I'm like, you have to gamble to get special features. No.
Yeah, I'm not interested in any kind of when money is involved, any kind of random distribution. Like the Humble Bundle, I think, is the one that like you can just buy random games. It's like, no. I will buy the one where you tell me exactly what games I'm gonna get. Oh, the monthly thing, that's what it is. If you sign up for Humble Monthly, you don't know what games you're gonna get. You just know you're gonna get like 12 games over the course of the month. Like, no. You tell me exactly what I'm getting for my money, or you don't get my money.
Yeah.
And there's a website, Fanatical, where you can pay $2 for a random game. Nope. Not even for $2. You tell me what I'm buying, and I'll decide if I want it or not. And so, yeah, anything that's like a gacha system where you're paying for a random distribution of in-game characters or items or whatever, that would get very expensive very quickly. So no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And it's not like I have a lot of time like I used to, but I like to find something I can play like after the show tonight or tomorrow after my appointment, where I can just unwind and play something for an hour or something like that. And have a good time.
I've got the idea. So you said that the player base in League of Legends is extremely toxic. Just look up some choice racial slurs, maybe some homophobic ones, and then you'll fit right in and you can play League of Legends.
Well, it's not just the language. It's, if you do something because you're not familiar with the character or whatever, you get 5 or 7 or 10 people just calling you, all kinds of stuff, and insisting that you quit. And, I don't have time for that.
Okay, Thierry's saying that they do tell you with Humble Bundle. They must have changed it, because when they first introduced it, that was the reason that I refused to sign up for it. Is that they didn't tell you. It was just like 12 surprise games. I was like, no, fuck off. So if they've changed it, then I might. I mean, I still wouldn't consider it, because I think Humble Bundle is run by like lefty faggots, to be honest. I think that it's the same people who own IGN run Humble Bundle, so I'm not really looking to give them more money. But
well, if they gave you 5 games that you wanted, you can choose from the 5 games you wanted, and then they threw out after that 5 extra games just at random, that would be okay. But if all of them are random, that's shit.
Yeah, I would basically stick to the bundles where here is the 12 games in the bundle. This is how much the bundle costs. And sometimes they do, if you only want 3 games, it's like $7. If you want the whole bundle, then it's $30. And like they've got like tier systems, is like you can choose how much of the games you get. That sort of thing I'm fine with. But if you're going to say anything where I'm giving you money and I don't know what I'm getting in return, instant no.
I can understand that. Yeah.
JB would pay to see Hammer stream Schedule 1. I don't think Hammer would want to play that.
What is it?
It is based off of running a drug ring. It is funny. It is a funny game.
But it's also, it doesn't seem like the kind of game that Hammer was talking about.
No, because he wants something consistent, and for that one, like, you're either playing by yourself or you need to find people who play it. And the only person that I know who sometimes plays it is Satsu, and he bogged his up with what was it called? He's been into this thing where sometimes when he plays the games, he uses what are they called? MotZ.
Oh yeah.
And I don't use MotZ. Like when I set up this computer, I didn't set up a mod folder, and then it just became such a pain in the ass to do that I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play vanilla from now on. And that's what I've been doing.
My general stance is, if I don't like the game, then it's like I'm just not going to play it. I'm not going to modify it until I do like it. That just doesn't make sense to me. But then again, I can just play other games because I have like 2,000, 3,000 games on Steam. Whereas if someone is on more of a restricted budget, I could see, fuck, I bought this game, I don't like it. How do I fix it? I could understand that mindset if someone doesn't have the gaming budget that someone like me does.
The only time I really kind of liked mods was with the OG Arc. The new Arc, you have to actually pay for them, so I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But in the old Arc, it was connected with Steam, and it didn't change the game, it just enhanced it. So it was more like, yeah, you did play the original vanilla, you should, because you should know how the game works. And anything else you added to it was either like another world, so you could have another expansion. It was adding more like more dinosaurs to it, because Ark is based off of dinosaurs and mythical creatures, apparently.
Okay.
Like there's a unicorn, and there's kind of a pun about a Leopleuta. But the thing is like I would use mods like Cosby's because it was funny. Like,
yeah, I mean, to be clear, I'm not saying that no one should use mods ever. I'm just saying that I don't see the value in it given my playstyle, which is like, if I don't like the game, I'll play something else. I won't turn to the internet, salvage this game for me, modify it so that I like it. I was like, no, I'll just play something else.
I used to have a program that I ran when I played WoW back when I was in my raiding days. And it would tell you about, during the fight, the big boss that you're fighting that took, 40 people to fight. It would tell you things depending on the class of character that you were playing. So it knew what you were. So I was a bear tank for most of my time on WoW. And it would say, when you're fighting a boss, you're not the only tank. There's usually at least one other, sometimes two other people besides you who are also tanks geared to take care of the boss, because what will happen is while you're tanking the boss, he'll cast something on you that sticks to you.
Yeah.
And if the boss hits you again, you're dead. So what would happen is the boss would throw something on you, and another tank would have to grab the boss off of you until that thing fell off in time. So there was this mod that used to say, the boss is going to cast spiritual encumbrance in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it would broadcast that information to all the people who were geared as tanks, so they would all know. So when I would get hit, somebody would taunt the boss, and I'd run to an area of the map that didn't take much damage and try to heal myself, because I was a bear tank. I could turn into a healer really quick because I was a druid. They absolutely have the ability to heal themselves. Even as tanks, you can switch to tree form and become a healer. And then I would jump back into my bear tank, and then I would hear, this is being cast in 5, and I'd run up and I'd taunt, after that went off, I'd run up to the boss and taunt him off the guy who was holding him.
Right.
Having that kind of mod wasn't really cheating, but it was kind of a little bit, because it kind of told you, you could spend time and analyze the fight well enough that you can see it coming, because even the game itself would show you him casting and what he was casting. So you knew it was coming, but just having that mod made it a little bit easier.
So, I mean, it does sound like cheating. I'm not going to lie. It does sound like cheating, but I also don't think it's a problem to cheat in that way. I think, on the scale of cheating, it's pretty low, so I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, you have to understand that most clans, because that's what they were called, guilds or clans, whatever, didn't have 40 geared people to win the fight. So a guild would say, 22 people are available. They would say, hey, we're going to go fight somebody like, this, that, the other, and they would talk to other guilds that they were friendly with. and you want to help us kill him. You want to help us kill him, and then we get 40 people together. So you're playing with a certain percentage of people who have no clue.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's cheating, but on the low end of cheating. I think it's fine. Like, because I would just relate that to a single player experience. If I'm playing a game and it said the boss will attack in 5, 4, like that gives you too much prep time. The challenge is supposed to be spotting the telegraph that the attack is coming in the middle of the fight. That's supposed to be like the challenge. If the game is just modified to say, hey, watch out, it's going to happen right now, then it does alleviate some of that challenge. So I do think it's making the game easier than it's supposed to be, but at such a minor level that I don't really have a problem with it. I'm not going to like campaign for people who do that to get banned or anything. I think it's acceptable.
Well, there's a lot of things that go along with that. The boss is going to cast that thing 40 times.
Yeah.
So don't make a mistake.
Yeah. No. But see, to me, the challenge is maintaining focus for the entire boss fight, and that mod does alleviate some of that stress. So I do see it as making the game easier. But even so, I mean, it's minor enough that I don't think it's a problem.
There were other add-ons that were pretty cool too. They didn't really call them mods; they were add-ons. There was in the top right corner of your screen, there is a compass, so you can see which way you're facing.
Yeah.
And the one that came with the game was kind of really difficult to read and was not very informative or even attractive. It was very There was a mod, I think it was called Omen, that you can install that would put up a different one that was much easier to read and attractive, and it wouldn't really give you that much more information.
Yeah, that was going to be my question was going to be, if it doesn't tell you any additional information, it just presents existing information differently. I don't even think that's cheating. I think that's just
the old map used to give you north, south, east, and west, and I think with Omen it gave you northeast, southeast. You know, a little bit of extra it's not really that
minor.
big of a deal.
That doesn't mean anything.
And it was transparent, so you can see what was going on behind it. So that was a little a thing. So.
Like I wouldn't consider that cheating. If all it's doing is presenting the same information in a better way, like a more clear and easy to understand way, that's not cheating. That's fine. Yeah. Like the one time I did use a mod, was the Binding of Isaac, and there's certain bricks that have this tiny little X in the corner, and if you blow them up, you get like bombs and coins and just stuff. And so I had a mod that instead of that tiny little X in the corner, the entire brick was gold if blowing it up was significant. So that I consider that on the same level as your attack in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 mod, where it is making the game easier. I don't have to be as focused on looking for little X's on every single brick in every single room. But it's a low level cheat. It's like fairly minor. It's not making the game that much easier. It's just making the which bricks to blow up slightly easier to identify at a glance.
Yeah. Well,
it's time.
It's time. We're rambling and rambling.
Yee. Sorry, I stepped away for a second there.
The B-52s won it because for a while, Talking Heads was like well in front.
Yeah, it changed quite a bit when we got up around 8 votes. I noticed leaders changed a lot. So,
well, there you go.
13 votes is pretty good for us. 13 or 14 is usually our best number. So,
but as I said in the pre-show, all 4 are excellent songs. So I have no problems, no matter which song wins. I'm fine with any of them.
So
yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest. For the record, the Cosby mod was cheaty. I wanted it for the bed. Like the bed just looked better than the OG bed, and then it had Cosby's face on it, and it sung Cosby's rap song.
Oh God!
So that's the only reason I wanted it. Like, yes, you had Cosberries, which you could use to drink the dinos, but sometimes those kind of mods fuck with the overall gameplay, so it's a hit and miss on whether or not I'll actually try using them. But no, the bed was fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. And Satsu holds it against me. He's like, "Why were you so into this game, this stupid mod?" I'm like, Satsu has no imagination, and I know you two would probably struggle with this one. When I go into a game, and yes, it's survival, and I look at a piece of shit bed, and I'm like, I wouldn't want to sleep in that. Why would you?
Yeah. That such thoughts would never cross my mind in a million years.
Yep. That's the difference. You know?
Yep.
So it doesn't need to be pretty. I just saying, like, I like sleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here.
Yep.
Everybody's got to get food.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Thanks, fam, as always, for chatting with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember, the Minions are live every evening except Thursday, with no shows starting around 3:30 Eastern, 6 days a week. Host and start times are linked in the description down below. Don't forget about the normal pre-show where we do all the dirty things. That stream will start generally around a half an hour before YouTube. We will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everyone.
Can I ask a side question real quick?
Sure.
When is your Thanksgiving? Is it the last Thursday
31st.
or is it? Okay. All right, so we're still before that then.
Yeah,
Good.
it's a Thursday, I think. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
All right. Have a good night, guys.